My textbook that we're using in the class, Pause with Jesus, is actually just one part of a series of books related to pause. When I wrote the first book in that series, I was just trying to find ways to slow our pace so that we would notice God's creation and His beauty all around us. And I didn't know that the publisher would want to turn it in to a book that was called Pause. That was not my original title of the book, but it turned out to be the final title. And then the publisher wanted to turn it into a series. So I wrote Pause, The Secret to a Better Life, One Word at a Time. That's the first book in that series that I'll be talking to you about today. Second is Pause for Moms, mothers who are just so busy caring for children and family and doing so many things. They need to hit pause and just slow down the pace of life a little bit. Third one in that series is Pause for Pastors, those that are caring for so many other people and they're forgetting the importance of self-care. And then the fourth in that series is the one that we're using for the class, Pause with Jesus. But as a part of our spiritual formation learning, I want to kind of walk us through, maybe sprint, because it's 52 chapters in the first book of that series, Pause, The Secret to a Better Life, One Word at a Time. Each chapter is just one word. So we're going to take those like 52 words and hand each of those words to you, and I'll talk about each of them briefly, not going into a lot of detail. You can get a copy of the book if you would like to and read more. But I want you to understand how this is a method of a practice of an experience of spiritual formation. By practicing these principles, these one words, we can really pause in the middle of our hurry and just be better aware of God's love, His presence, and the work that He's doing in our lives. So, Pause, The Secret to a Better Life, one word at a time. So let's dive into those 52 words. Word number one, accepting. It goes in alphabetical order, so I begin with words that start with A. Accepting. How are you doing with that? Accepting yourself, accepting what's really going on in life, not living this world of denial and avoidance, but choosing to accept what's occurring. But the importance of that is realizing that God loves us and He accepts us, and He is inviting us to be a part of this conversation. So I invite you to accept that reality of hit pause, accept this is who you are, not maybe who you have been thinking you are, but this is who you really are. This is who God has created you to be. So accept that and live with acceptance is the first pause that we're hitting. So number one, accepting, and number two, adding. What do you need to add to your life? We are studying a variety of spiritual practices. Add these. Add many of the words that will be on these 52 words. Add the things that you need to add to your life. We often add the wrong things. We pack our life schedules with so much stuff, and that's not always good or right or healthy. It is good for us to make sure that we add the right things. So accepting is number one, and number two, adding. What are you adding? Number three, balancing. I wrote more about this in my book that came out a few years ago, and my whole mental theme during that year was balance. I have to balance all these ideas and dreams and hopes and wishes and schedules. I've got to find the right balance. And the word that we chose for the title of that book is equilibrium. So I want you to find ways to balance your time, balance your schedule, balance your areas of interest. Don't live an unhealthy life. Live a balanced life, so you are not overwhelmed, controlled, defeated, destroyed, but you are balanced. So the third word is balancing. You're accepting, you're adding, and you're balancing. Number four is very important, and that is believing. This whole spiritual formation comes from I believe. I choose to believe. Even when I have doubt, even when I have many questions, I make the choice to believe as we're studying who God is and who we are, what God's love means to us and is saying to us. We just come to a point where, even with some doubts, even with some uncertainty, we choose to believe. We have faith in that. So believing is a spiritual practice. Believing is a choice that we can make. And it's good to just pause and, like, I'm just going to choose today. This is a day that I am believing. And number 5, breathing. Oh, again, we're always in a hurry. It's like short, shallow breaths, and we eat too fast and drive too fast and think too quick. And slow the pace. Think of the meaning of the word pause. Breathing. Breathe deeply, slowly. Fill your lungs. Just fill them with the air that you're breathing. Breathing. Let it be a spiritual discipline where you choose to pause, slow the pace a little bit, breathe deeply, slowly, and rest while you are breathing. Now, number 6, carrying. It's good to evaluate. What are you carrying? Are you carrying with you things that you need to let go of? Are there other truths and beliefs that you should be carrying with you? When you're getting ready to take a trip and you're going to have to get on a plane and fly somewhere, there's a limit on the weight of your luggage. On this flight, this adventure of grace, this adventure of the divine romance with God, we need to realize that we should not be carrying everything that comes to our minds. Some of those things, some of that luggage, we just need to leave it behind. Be aware of what you are carrying. Carry what you should carry. Do not carry those things that can be harming and damaging to you. Number 7, celebrating. Let us make the choice to rejoice. Not just a feeling, oh, I'm going to do it when I feel like it. No, let's make the choice to rejoice. Celebrating. There is so much good, even in some of my worst times in life, even in my struggles and my wounds and my scars. I look back and I notice those have been also times of celebration. Let's make the choice to rejoice. This word for pause is celebrating. Here's a word that we do not encourage much in our culture, and that is crying. That's one of the C words here as we're going through these pause words in alphabetical order. Crying. We were created with the capacity to cry, but usually when we shed a few tears, we apologize for it. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I don't want to cry. I didn't mean to cry. It's good for us. It's good for us to release the worry, the stress that we hold inside, that has hurt us, that we fear, whatever it is we're worried about. Something has happened externally, internally, and maybe we need to let those internal worries be released externally through tears. Just let those chemicals out. It's a healthy method of healing. It's therapeutic for us to cry about the right things and to cry the right way. Welcome this spiritual discipline of pausing that is something we often reject, the value of crying. Well, this is something, next word is very different than the crying. The first D word here is dancing. Dancing is like all through the Bible. You read the Psalms, and one minute it seems like they're crying. There's all this hurt and lament in the Psalms and those prayers. But then they transition from the tears to the celebration. We've talked about celebrating. One of the physical acts of celebration is dancing. Cultures have a variety of methods of dancing, and sometimes cultures let the dance be something that is not healthy or good. It's just a fleshly thing. But there can be a physical act of, I will dance unto the Lord in a healthy way. Maybe your dance is not something that would be on a script with music playing. Maybe it's just a physical act, and I'm choosing to transition from the worry and the dullness of the moment, but I'm going to celebrate, and I'm choosing to move in the rhythm and the pace of God's grace and dance in a new way. Next word doubting. I've encouraged you to believe, but now I'm encouraging you to be aware of your doubting. Do not live in denial of your doubt. Be aware of the doubt. Write about it, pray about it, talk about it, and choose to believe even with your doubting there. We often look down on anyone who doubts when we ourselves also doubt at times. We doubt our own ability. We may doubt what God can do, but let's pray anyway. Let's be aware of our doubting and live with that tension and work through the doubting with God's love and His hope. And this next D word, even in the middle of our doubting, dreaming. Let's dream. Let's dream for big things. In my book, Equilibrium, I start with believe in the big. Let's dream. Let's have high hopes. Let's be people of faith, and let's be people who are dreaming. What do you desire to do to make a positive difference in the world? Dream it. Believe it. Hope for it. Let's be people who are dreaming. And even though not all of our dreams have come true, let's not let past disappointment control our present and future dreams. Let's be people of faith. Let's dream again. Today, I encourage you to be someone who is dreaming. The next word, like I say this to all of them, this is very important. I keep saying that. The next word, number 12, enduring. This is not a sprint. Spiritual formation and the life, it is a long obedience. It is endurance. Let's be people who are enduring. Our culture and how we are wired in this quick fix, high-tech world, I have to have everything now culture. It's training us in an unhealthy way. Let's take the long way there to where we need to be, to where we need to go, and let us endure the journey. I want us to enjoy the journey, yes, but I want us to endure the journey. The next word is engaging. It's not just sit back and stare at what others are doing. Let's be engaged. Let's be participants in the acts of God, in the will of the Father. Let your kingdom come, your will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Like right here on this earth, on the earth of our lives. Let's be engaging. Open the Bible and let's be there. Let's put ourselves there in the story. What is it saying to us? What does it mean to each of us? Let's be engaging, not just staring, watching others do it, but let's be a part of the story. Let's be engaging. And the next one, let's be enjoying. Let's not only endure the journey, let's be enjoying the journey. That's another one of the points that I make in one of the chapters in the Equilibrium book. Let's believe in the big and be faithful in the little, but let's enjoy the journey and let's endure the adventure. I want us to be people who endure, but also enjoy the process. We often wait until we get to our desired place, our planned destination. And once we get there, we can enjoy it. Why not enjoy the ride? Let's be people who are enjoying the adventure. Number 15, forgetting. There are things that we just need to choose to forget. Even if mentally we can never quite truly forget it, let's make the choice to forget that this will no longer control my life. I must say goodbye to whatever that thing is, what was said to us, what was said about us, how we have been treated. We are not helping ourselves by holding resentment toward anyone else or anything else or ourselves. That is not healthy. We need to be people who are choosing to just wave goodbye to that heavy luggage. Wave goodbye to it. And the way we do that is forgetting. Well, the next word is what helps us to forget, and that is forgiving. In the prayer example of Jesus, forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us. Let's seek forgiveness and let's offer forgiveness. Well, Pastor Chris, I can never get over that, some people say. Well, it may be a lifetime struggle. We've been hurt. The luggage is so heavy. It is not easy to let go of things, of wounds, of scars, but it is so good and so right to choose to forgive. Well, if I really don't feel like I've forgiven them, I feel like a hypocrite. No, it's not based upon emotions. It's not based upon feelings. It's a decision we make. I will choose. And we may not want to be around those people again, around those situations again. That's a separate issue. We could talk through that in healthy ways. But forgetting and forgiving are crucial words for our ability to pause and not just be in such a big hurry, but just stay there. Even in the places of pain, the memories that are not pleasant, we can choose to forgive and forget. Yeah, it's not easy. It's not always quick. Talk to somebody about it. Seek help. Work through it. But let it go. Let it go. It's not easy. I know. I'm sorry. Sorry for whatever has happened to you that's holding you back. But if you hold on to it, it will always hold you back. We're not really helping ourselves or punishing those who have harmed us if we hold resentment toward them. It is so much better if we forgive them and no longer let what has happened to us control our decisions. Forgiving, the next word, giving. Not only forgiving, but forgive those things. But let's be people who are giving. And I'm not just talking about give money. I'm talking about be people who are giving, looking for ways to give something, to give of ourselves to someone else. Let's not hold everything and lock it in and just wrap it into our own selfish box and keep it to ourselves. Let's give. What do you have that you are not using? What do you have that you do not need? Maybe give it. Give it to someone. Maybe don't even let them know who gave it to them. Let's be people who are giving. Number 18, going. Let's be people who are going, not just stuck where we are. Let's go. Sometimes we have this seatbelt on, but the vehicle is stopped. But we don't want to go anywhere. But God has called us to be people who go. Go over and speak to that person. Get up and go to that place, that town, that city, that mission trip. Go to a place you've never been before. Go to a safe place, an appropriate place, a fitting place. But God has called all of us to be people who go. The Bible is full of that story of go, go, go. Don't just sit back. If we are people who are willing to sit with God in those places of pause and calmness and awareness and just balancing the hurry of life, just slowing down a little bit, He will then be inviting us, go. You are here with me and I'm inviting you to go. You are the one that's going to change the world. Let's be people who are going. Number 19, ignoring. I believe we too often ignore things we should not ignore, things that we should be aware of. But there are other things, we just need to ignore them. Walk right past those things that have no value, those things that could harm you instead of help you, those experiences. Just walk right past and ignore them. Number 20, investing. Often when we hear the word investing, we only think of money. That's good. Invest it wisely. But it's not just about money. Invest your time. Invest your energy. Invest your interest. Invest your talent on things of the kingdom, not things of this world, but of things that are about the kingdom. Invest in what matters most. Let's be people who are investing regularly and wisely. The next word will not surprise any of you who know me. You will know this has got to be the J word here, journaling. Let's don't hold it in. Let's release it. But let's release it in a healthy way. One of the best ways to do that is writing. Let's write for the health of it. And what that does, journaling helps us let go of some things that we might hold on to. And as we reread what we have written, it might reveal to us, wow, that's something I did not know about myself. It's good. It's good. So write poetry, write stories, write narratives, write reviews of books. What are you learning? How have you changed? How are you different today than the you from 1 year ago? How would you like to be different 6 months from today? Write it. Let journaling be a part of your life. Oh, earlier we talked about crying. Well, you know what has to be the L word here? Laughing. When did you last laugh? What did you laugh about? Let's be people who laugh. Just a little giggle is good. It's healthy for our bodies. Not laughing about inappropriate things that could be harmful to others and not fitting with our spiritual formation. But let's make a decision. We will be people who laugh. Let laughing be a part of our life agenda. Laughing, it's good for us. Let's be people who laugh. Number 23, learning. Yeah, I love to write. I love to read. I love to study. Learning is not easy for some of us. Most of you know my story, and I live with brain damage from an illness that I had long ago. I live with severe brain damage and epilepsy, and if I was not aggressive in pushing myself to read and to study and to learn, it would not be easy. But work through whatever learning disability you might have, and don't look down on yourself because of that. You may learn differently than others. That's okay. Learn your way. But do not give up learning. Choose to learn in a way that works for you, and be a part of that people who will never stop learning. How long are you going to be a student? For as long as I live. I want to be a lifelong student, someone who is learning. Number 24 is leaving. Leaving. I believe that many of us leave too soon. In relationships, in jobs, we leave too quickly. But there are other areas of our lives where we just never leave it. Wave goodbye to some of those things from your past. Leaving can be a step toward healing. Are you leaving correctly? Not leaving those things you should stay close to, the relationships that you need to rebuild and work on, but leave those harmful relationships. Leave those places that are condemning and judgmental to you. There are things you need to leave. So be someone who is learning to pause by leaving. Number 25, this is so important. I say that again to each one. Listening. We have one mouth, we have 2 ears, 2 eyes. Shh. Don't always have something to say. Listen well. Are you listening? Can you repeat a statement that was just made to you by someone that you are in a conversation with? If you can't, let's work on developing your listening skills. After you have a conversation with someone and they're gone, take time to write down, okay, this is what I remember us talking about. This is what they said. Don't always be crafting what you are about to say, the point you want to make. Be focused on hearing what another person is saying. And listen to the noise around you. I can hear noise outside of my office. I just earlier, as I was on one of these other pause words, I could hear a car driving down the road outside my office here. What do you hear around you? Do you hear the birds singing? Do you hear the traffic going by? It's like, listen to the rain falling. Let's be people who are listening, and let's listen well. Number 26, memorizing. When I was younger and before I had my brain damage, I loved to memorize things. Now it is like so difficult. And so it may not be easy for you to memorize something that's like a giant, but memorize something tiny and small, maybe a short passage of scripture. We study a lot of the 23rd Psalm in spiritual formation. Just memorize that opening line. The Lord is my shepherd. I lack nothing. Memorize it. Dwell on it. Think about it. Memorize that. Memorize other parts of the Bible. Memorize key words and phrases that are of value and importance to you. Memorizing. Don't be in such a hurry that you run past it. Give yourself time to stay there and work on memorizing. Number 27, noticing. This is one of my favorite words. I want us to notice what we often ignore. We live in a culture where people want to be noticed. Instead of us letting that be our goal, I have to be noticed. No, instead of that being the goal, let us notice. Notice the trees that we often just run right past. Notice the birds as they fly by. Notice the person that maybe just in the natural, when you're in such a hurry, you just walk right past them so fast. No, notice. Noticing is so important. Let's not push it aside. Let's notice the value of noticing. Number 28, it starts with a P. Guess what it is? Yep, pausing. That's where this word comes from, pause. Let's hit pause in the middle of our hurry. Hit pause and slow the pace. This fits with so many of the other disciplines and practices here. Just pause. Just slow the pace and pause. Don't be in such a hurry. Choose to hit pause and notice what you normally ignore. Number 29, kind of mentioned it earlier as I was talking about learning. This is so important. Reading. Right here in this office, it's full of books. When a few years ago, when we moved my office from another building into this building, that was like, oh my goodness, Chris, you have way too many books. And I had to get rid of some of my books just to have space for them. But just getting rid of the books, I didn't get rid of those things that I learned from the books. Reading was something that helped change my life when I was young. I can still remember some of those books that I read. I can remember when I was young reading the Chronicles of Narnia. Oh, it's like, oh, that lion, that witch, the wardrobe. It's like, I'm still impacted by the decision I made to read. But reading became even more valuable to me after my illness, when I had to relearn the process of reading and thinking. It was hard to get started. It was not easy. But the work of reading can do a work in our lives if we're reading what we should be reading and receiving what we can from the books that we are reading. Are you reading? Well, the next R, receiving. I mentioned that. I want us to receive what is there in those books that we are reading. Receiving. We talk a lot about, we need to be people who are giving. And yeah, I'm glad for that. We better. But sometimes we think, I don't want to receive. I would rather be a giver. Why are we so reluctant to receive? Let's receive what others are giving to us and receive with gladness. Let's receive what God is giving to us, what He has done for us. Let's receive. Let's not push things away with that mindset, well, I don't deserve it. Well, it's a gift. You don't have to earn it. You don't have to pay anything for it. There are things that you need to receive. Let us be people who are receiving. Okay, but what's the next R? Let's be people who are releasing. To make room for what we need to receive, we need to release the luggage that has been there way too long. Sometimes it's easy to say this cliche, just let it go. I know it's a cliche and it's not easy to let some things go, but honestly, it is helpful and healthy. It is medicine for us if we're able to let some things go. Let's release those things. Releasing. 32. Remaining. Let's just kind of stay where we are. Let's remain. Let's remain faithful. Let's remain steadfast, unmovable, always abounding in the works of the Lord. Let's remain. Sometimes people leave relationships too soon. They leave jobs too soon. They're waiting for the next fix, the next thrill, the next excitement. Nah, let's be people who are remaining. Stay. Maybe what God is calling you to do, inviting you to do, instructing you to do is not some new wild endeavor. It's to just remain. Remain in that long obedience. Just stay. Remaining. 33, remembering. I mentioned how sometimes it's difficult for me to remember. I don't know what your memory's like, but write things down. Remember things of value. Remember people. Remember your life before and after your spiritual growth and development. Remembering is so important. And again, if you struggle to remember, don't get mad at yourself about that. Write it down, record it. We have devices now that make everything so much easier, but remembering is vital. Jesus invited us to receive communion. It's like, this is something he wanted us to remember, his death, with acts of bread and wine. To do this in remembrance. Let's remember. There are things that we need to remember. 34, returning. I like to occasionally go by the house that I lived the first 12 years of my life. If I'm in that town, I have to take that road and go by there. I just kind of return there. Or maybe the place that I lived in the next few years of my life after we moved from that house. Returning. What are some things you need to return to that you have distanced yourself from? I'm not saying go back to the harmful things and places, but return to, thinking about it, a biblical perspective. Let's return to our first love. Let's return to the place of the divine romance. Returning is vital. But this R word is important too. Another R word for you, risking. Let's take a risk. I like the safe. If you go out to eat with me, nope. I do not try something that I have never tasted before. If I do not know I like it, I'm never going to try it. Well, I was recently persuaded by someone to try something new, and I resisted, I did it. I took the risk. It may not be risky for you, but that's a big risk for me. And now that's what I order every time. I'm grateful that I took the risk. There's a risk that's waiting for you to take, and take that risk. The right one, not a harmful one, a damaging one, a dangerous one in an unhealthy way, but the right one, the right risk is the one that you are to take. 36, searching. We live in this computer world of searching. We're searching for something. We're searching and looking. But I believe we're often searching for something real deep, and that's the divine romance. And we misunderstand what we are really seeking and craving. But let searching be a part of your life, this ongoing adventure to learn more about God, to get to know him better, searching for a deeper relationship with him. Searching is a way to hit pause in the middle of your hurry and get closer to the Lord. 37, seeing. What are you seeing around you? It's kind of related. All of these are related, aren't they? But seeing. I was talking to a friend years ago who is blind, and they talked to me about all that they could hear. And one of their final statements to me encouraged me to value that I see, because some people are not able to see. I don't want to take that for granted. No matter what our eyesight is like, let us see what we should see. Not spend time looking and seeing what could be harmful to us. But let's be people who are seeing, not running past things that we need to see, but seeing and noticing is one of the words that we used earlier, seeing what is there. The word 38 is so important to us. After seeing, the word is serving. How are you serving? We often call the gatherings in churches church services. But there's more to serving than just coming together. Let us be people who do not just come together to worship. Let us be so inspired by the time together that we go out and serve. What we do for others is actually what we are doing to Jesus. How are we truly serving? Let service be a part of who you are. The next S word is singing. You don't have to be a good, talented, gifted singer to sing, but you don't always need a microphone, and you don't have to do this around other people. But singing is healthy for you. Sing a song that is positive reinforcement. Sing a song of healing. Sing a song of prayer. Sing a song of celebration. Sing along with songs that bring you back to places of your life that are transformative to you. Singing, let that be a spiritual discipline that you participate in. Singing. Here's one that might surprise you. Smelling. We often, when you just hear the word smelling, you think, well, it doesn't smell good over there. That's As you're getting ready to taste the food, smell it. As you walk into a new place, smell the atmosphere, smell the aroma. Can you not just see the flowers or the plants? Can you smell them? Smell the aroma. Again, it takes time. It takes hitting pause to do that. But it also slows your pace in other ways. And it might trigger thoughts of, what do you remember that smelled that way? What does it bring to your mind as you are smelling that? Well, 41, another S word is important. Let's do it together. Yeah, smile. Smile. If someone's getting ready to take a picture of you, they normally don't say, okay, please frown and give me the meanest look that you could possibly give. I say, all right, smile. Hey, we want you to at least look like you're happy. If you're not, like laughter earlier and tears, we are affected by what we do, and we think, well, shouldn't smile if I don't feel like smiling. No, maybe you should smile, and eventually you might start feeling like it. Instead of following our feelings, let's invite our emotions and our feelings to follow our actions. Let's do what we should do. No, that's not faking it. It's just not being controlled by how we feel. Let's be people who are smiling. Number 42, this is very important. Stopping. There's some things we should just stop and never do again. Other things we should just stop for a while, for a season, like a Sabbath. And there are times where we maybe are addicted to a certain type of behavior, but we're doing that because we are afraid to do something that is more important to us. Let's stop that thing of less value and less importance and begin doing something that has higher value. Oh, the next word, studying. I've talked about reading and learning. Let's be people who study, write things down, go deep, spend time there. Let studying be a spiritual discipline that you value. Don't look down on study. I know some people value others based upon their degrees or their years of education. I'm not talking about that at all. I'm talking about not the degree that you have, but the dedication you have to studying. Always be someone who wants to learn more. You do that by studying. Well, right at the beginning, we had the word adding. Well, you know what this next word is. Number 44, subtracting. Subtract things that are harmful to you. Take time to subtract things that you do not need. Maybe like fast for a while and give up food and spend that time in prayer if you are physically and medically capable of doing that. But there are other things that you can choose to just subtract and no longer be so involved with or addicted to or participating in certain things. Just subtract them. You do not have to continue doing that you always do. And I'm somebody who always does what I keep doing. That's just how I'm wired. But I have to intentionally schedule things. I'm going to subtract this today. I'm not going to do this. And maybe there are things that are healthy for us, but we do them way too much. They become almost like idols to us. So subtract it. Push them aside. We do not need to do that all the time. Subtract it. Okay? Number 45, tasting. Yeah, what is that you love to eat? Taste it. Chew it slowly. Swallow it slowly. Tasting is not something we should do in a hurry. So quick, pause. Let tasting be a part of your life. Also, the next T word, touching. Touch, feel. When you grab something, just touch it, feel it for a moment. Like all these books, there are times that I just touch a book and hold it. I'll say a prayer as I'm touching it. God, what do you want me to learn from this? How can I go deeper, learn more? Tasting and then touching. touching. 47, some of you do not like this. I love it. Traveling. Where have you been that as you look back on that place, that time, that experience, your life became better? You learned more about yourself. It inspired you. It challenged you. It motivated you. It maybe was one of those times where you moved away from your normal place, your normal seat, and you were able to hear more direction from your Heavenly Father, from the Spirit of the Lord. Traveling can be important. Sometimes there are people who travel too much. They spend too much money on travel. It's a waste. But others go the opposite and they do not travel enough. Go somewhere new. Even if it's not far away, travel down the road on a street you normally do not drive on. Travel there. If you don't like flying, get on a plane and fly. Travel. Go somewhere and realize God is with you in those places. The whole Bible story is this story of traveling. God and his people together. This journey, this adventure of going and moving, traveling. 48, turning. Sometimes when you're traveling, it's time to turn. You've been traveling this way for so long, and you never turn on that street of life. Don't get stuck on the boulevard that you're always on. Maybe your relationship with the Lord today needs to turn and go in a new direction. Maybe we're waiting on God to do something for us, and he's waiting for us to turn because he is there. He has something for us there if we will turn and go in a new direction. So number 48, hey, we're getting close to the end. Number 48, turning. Number 49, unplugging. Unplugging. Hey, I'm one of those people. I love the new technology. I depend upon it. It is so important to me with my memory issues and all of the things that I do with my writing and my speaking. I need that. But there are times when we need to get away from the modern technology and unplug ourselves. That was created to help us can, if we allow it, harm us. Let's unplug. Schedule time that is like unscheduled and unplugged, and you just walk away from the addictive custom of all of the high-tech world. No, let's unplug. Number 50, waiting. Waiting. The waiting room, that place where we are just waiting and not knowing what's coming next. The waiting room can actually be for us a weight room. It builds us up. The waiting might be strengthening us and preparing us for the outcome that we are waiting for. We may not be ready for it to happen yet, but in the waiting, maybe God is getting us ready for what he is bringing our way. But let's not just resist the waiting. Oh, I have to have everything right now. God, would you bring it to me now? I need it now, now, now. Now is not always the best word. Maybe the better word is waiting, waiting, waiting. God's timing is right. Learn to wait well. 51, wanting. What are you wanting and why? What have you wanted in the past, and when you received it, you realized it wasn't that valuable to you? What are some deeper wants that you have that you may be reluctant to admit or pursue? What do you want deepest in your life that you have found easier substitute things that are much quicker to get than that you deeply crave and desire? Be aware of what you are wanting, and let's be people who live wanting. We live in a culture that has kind of trained us. If you want something, get it. Can't we live a life of just wanting something? Maybe that only God can give us, or maybe that we will never have, but live in a life of that, and it can help us. Well, we're right here at the end. The last word, the last chapter in the book, Pause. The secret to a better life, one word at a time, is wishing. And what I am wishing, is that I will become better at each of these practices. What I wish and what I am wishing is that you will also, that you will take time to hit pause. And as you're trying to figure out, how can I do all of these things? Understand that you can endure this adventure. You do not have to give up. You do not have to quit. We live in a culture where people quit too soon. They give up. But we can be people who are wishing that we will endure the endeavor. One of my quotes, and it's from the chapter on enduring, the word enduring. It says, by quitting too soon, we will never know what's on the other side. But by finishing, we'll know the joy of completion. I wanted to quote that because as we are wishing, as that's our last word, kind of waiting and wanting and wishing. See how they all fit together? As we're waiting and wanting and wishing, let's endure the adventure. Let's know that there's value and there's hope even in the wishing. What do you wish for? What I wish for is that we will be more aware than ever before of God's love, of His acceptance, of His forgiveness, of His invitation to us to spend time with Him. Yes, doing a lot of things with Him, but also just being with Him. I am wishing that that will be the story of your life. I'm wishing that you will pause and notice the beauty all around you and the love of God, that you will notice it, because I believe that's what we are all really wishing for.